Open your eyes. Open your eyes. This light to see through the darkness first hurts the eyes. But you gotta keep looking. Search through the lies. Your vision is blurred from these pictures implanted inside of your mind.
I need you to wake up from your slumber, put your eyes on truth. The poison that you're under, bro's killing you. Breathing in the fumes, you don't have a clue. But you're breathing in that yellow, that poison. It's got you wasted from the host clock. Got your mind in a daze, you. Turn up. Your heart stays vacant, kills you all off, all she laughs in your face. And you die young and you reap your lies. You may have lived once, so you got to die twice. Not too late to open your eyes. So follow the light.
Teachers, please teach us. Leaders, please lead us. This world, it needs you. You're beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Wake up and see. You're a slave. Oh, you're a slave in this dream world. Thinking you're free. Oh, how long will you slum? How will you slum? Why niggas die in these streets? Beautiful dreamers. Wake up, yeah. Beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Open your eyes. Beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Beautiful dreamers. Open your eyes.
We all gonna have a good time, but for now, shut up.
Welcome back to the show.
First things first, I pop freaks all the honey, dummies, Playboy bunnies, those wanting money. Those the ones I like, cause they don't get Nathan but penetration, unless it smells like sanitation.
Welcome back to the show. So, 1995 was the year of Bad Boy, and we've done 1995 before. But 1995 was the year of Bad Boy, so you got a couple of biggie tracks that we got for you today on this Throwback Thursday. And I didn't tell you, if you're new to the show, what we do on Thursday is we talk about things that happened in 1995, and one of the big features of today's show was we play music back from 1995, from that particular throwback year. So 1995, if you're a greenhorn, 1995 was the year of Bad Boy, believe me. And Biggie Smalls was on top, one of the greatest rappers to ever do it, man, and great year, fantastic year.
From the back, I get deeper and deeper, help you reach the climax that you.
All right, welcome back to the show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Once again, in our number 2 show, we're going to talk a little bit about this top quarterback list that ESPN and some experts and some personnel guys put together as far as the top quarterbacks of this era. Did they call it this era? Or like the last 30 years is basically what it comes down to. And I greatly disagree with their list, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But a little bit of basketball talk, man, and I'll jump in the chat and get some of your thoughts today on this Throwback Thursday. Dikembe Mutombo is interested in buying the Houston Rockets. Here's a quote from Dikembe, and I'm going to try to do it and say it like Dikembe Mutombo would say it. He says, I'm trying to convince some people about trying to buy this team. It's one of the best franchises right now. It's really the right time. That's Dikembe Mutombo talking about buying the Houston Rockets. He said he had been in contact with potential buyers since Monday when Leslie Alexander, the owner of the Houston Rockets, announced he would put the team up for sale after 24 years of ownership. Mutombo told the television station that, I missed the opportunity with the Atlanta Hawks, who retired his number 55 in 2015. That's the narrator. They were sold that year to a group headed by billionaire Anthony Ressler. Forbes magazine lists the Houston Rockets at a value of $1.65 billion. So I don't know how many people Dikembe is going to have to get together. Dikembe played in the NBA for like 18 years. So Dikembe got much bank. But I don't think he got, the amount of money it's going to take to buy this team. So thus he's trying to get some other people to come in with him and buy this team. Here's the thing about it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Just like we talked about when Jerry bought the Dallas Cowboys for like, what was it, like $80 million or $140 million or something when he bought the team back in the early 90s, and how it's worth $4 billion now. Like, is it realistic to say, and I'm a business major, but I don't remember, all of the details of how inflation works. But if you buy a team now for, say, the value of the team, so says Forbes, at $1.65 billion, and you keep it for 20 years, like, will that projection, will that continue, the inflation of the price and of the team and of the franchise? Like, it's just hard to believe that something could be worth, like a team could be worth more than, billions of dollars that they're worth now today. And so I guess so, but it's just strange, man, to hear, you're trying to buy a team for $1.65 billion and, you stand to make a profit if you hold on to it for 20 years. You bought it for $1.65 billion, and maybe in 20 years it'll be worth $15 billion. I guess if you project out to what Jerry Jones paid for the Cowboys and what some of these teams were paid for 20 plus years ago. And it's just interesting, man. You're talking about a lot of money when you talk about this TV money that ESPN has tied up in the league right now as well. I mentioned it a couple of days ago. ESPN and TNT did a deal that just came into play. It's just starting actually this year, where they paid, $24 billion, a 9-year, $24 billion deal. So these advertising costs, man, and the cost to advertise on TV and while these games are being played, man, is at a premium right now. Good luck to Dikembe. I like Dikembe. Have we ever interviewed him? I don't think we ever interviewed him. That's one of the people that we never interviewed back in the day on the with the Two Live Stews. We've interviewed a lot of big names in many, many years, obviously, but I don't think we ever interviewed Dikembe. And, maybe, I don't know why Shaggy never tried to go get Dikembe. Maybe he couldn't understand him to set the damn interview up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But big ups to Dikembe Mutombo, man. Hopefully he can make this happen. Ownership in professional sports teams, man, by black people is that's just phenomenal. Who's I think the only black owner in sports right now is Michael Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. And you remember the Johnson guy who owned BET, he actually owned the Charlotte Bobcats / Hornets. And, sold his interest to Michael Jordan. And now Jordan's the only black owner, I believe, in sports, if I'm not mistaken. Also in basketball, man, in the world of the NBA, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, All-Star Damian Lillard and teammate C.J. McCollum, speaking Wednesday at Lillard's basketball camp in Beaverton, Oregon, said Carmelo Anthony sounds intrigued by the idea of coming into play with the Portland Trail Blazers. That's right. The 33-year-old forward has been willing to waive his no-trade clause for Houston and the Cleveland Cavaliers, but in recent weeks, he has began to prioritize a trade to the Rockets to join Chris Paul and James Harden over one of the Cavaliers and LeBron James, league sources are saying. So here's my thought on that, and y'all know where I'm going with this, man. That shit ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. At Carmelo's lot right now in life, in the NBA, he's trying to get a ring, and it's become fashionable. I think Carmelo really tried to buck the trend, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I really think Carmelo tried to buck the trend as far as going and joining up with other superstars to form these super teams. I really think he did, and trying to say that he wanted to stay in New York. He wanted to be there for the change in the team and then the culture and then the record. But if he does leave and goes and joins, another team, it's going to be with a bunch of other great players. It's going to be either in Houston, it's going to be either in Cleveland, or God forbid it'll be in Golden State. But he's not going to play as good as Damian Lillard and McCallum are. Young players, they're just that. They're young players. And Carmelo ain't got no time for that. Carmelo old as Methuselah. He old as Methuselah. He's not trying to leave New York. A big part about Carmelo staying in New York, I believe, is that I think he just likes New York. He was actually born there. I think he likes New York. I don't think that he wants to go to another team, but it's almost like they're forcing his hand right now. And I think the media is probably the biggest reason behind that whole narrative. I don't think the guy wants to leave. But if he does leave, he's not going to play with no cats that got milk around their mouth. I mean, that ain't going to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen one bit. Yeah. When we get back from the break, man, quick little break. When we get back, we'll jump in the chat, get some of your thoughts about 1995. What were you doing in 1995? 1995. That was the Bronco chase. 1995, I was in Pensacola, Florida. I was manager. I had got my own store. Manager of Foot Action USA. Yes, sir. Woo! Yeah. On my own, had my own house. I bought a townhome down there. When I got down there, I always try to be an investor. Bought a little house down there in Pensacola, man, on my own. Fresh out of college, making a couple of dollars. 1995 was a great year. And also, at the end of that year, I actually moved down there, I think, in 1994. But at the end of 1995 is when I moved to ATL. Yes, sir. When we get back from the break, man, we'll read some of your thoughts in the chat room on Spreaker.com. We'll take your calls as well at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Don't go away.
When I stop calling and you stop calling, will I reminisce over you, my goddess? When I stop calling and you stop calling, will I reminisce over you, my goddess? When I stop calling and you stop calling, will I reminisce over you, my goddess? When I stop calling and you stop calling. Contemplating as I move on, what the fuck went wrong between me and you? You were supposed to be my boo. We speaking different, eyes wide open, but we seeing different, something different. I did notice when your smile went missing, what's wrong? Don't even dance to our favorite song, so long since we romance like when we were young. Even when I pull down your pants and I use my tongue on body parts, we still be miles apart. Mentally, I love you to death, and I mean that shit. Literally, remember when I took that bullet for you at the Krispy Kreme? Now that's true love, but now it's fucked up, cause something unexplainable that came in between us. I try to rewind and pull myself together, but it's hard when my mood always change like the weather. And it's hard when all I wanna do is be with you, but the same thing that made you stay made you lead a dude. Like when I stop calling and you stop calling, will I reminisce?